Hey there guys, and welcome back to Banished. It's year 5. We are... well, I don't know what we're doing. We've sort of placed a quarry and are debating starting work on it. But I think the amount of people we'd lose from trying to use it at the moment would not be worth the effort. It's probably worth saving that and instead getting rid of all of the stone in the forester's area so that he can plant more trees. So that's the double benefit. There's a bit of iron in there as well to get. In the meantime, what else have we got we can build? We've got a couple of houses placed ready to go. It might be worth getting the market up. And possibly the trading post, although we don't exactly have anything to trade at the moment. I do feel like the market could be worth it if it wasn't so massive. I guess if I put it over here, if I put it here, we can sort of work with that. I think it needs quite a lot of stuff. Because I think probably we'll start expanding houses up this way. And fields down towards, well, apparently there's a mountain here, so clearly the fields aren't going to go that far, but we'll see. And then there's the trading post, which we'll have to get in somewhere, probably around. If there wasn't that little hillock, I'd put it there. But I guess because there is, it has to go sort of down here. Of course, it could be really awkward and sort of put it over here, which I feel like doing just to see the boat AI actually tried to route that. Potentially I could put over in this lake, but I don't think it wants to bring the boats down here. Who knows? Who knows how it would work? Training post. Weirdly, after all those issues I was having with logs in the earlier years, it doesn't seem to be as much of an issue anymore. I don't know if it's just because of the forester. How's he doing? He doesn't make many logs. He makes more stone and iron than he does logs. Fuel limit of 300, which we never hit. Food is doing okay at the moment, and that's early summer, so we've not got to the harvest yet. So that's quite good. That suggests we're going to do a bit better this year. Reserve of stone, as always, is low. I don't know if it's worth just. There's not a lot of stone up here. I'm going to need a bridge soon just to get to more natural resources. Probably across here. I'm wondering if... bridge like so would be worth it. Sure, we'll go for it. They can build it. It will require quite a lot of logs and a bit of stone, but I'm sure they'll manage. The other thing it might be worth doing is considering a second pasture for the sheep. Just so we can have even more, making more wool and mutton. In terms, I don't know how big this pasture was. 20 by 12. I don't want it to be right next to it, so I sort of want 5, 6, 7, 8. That's enough for 2 houses. Or if I do 10, it's enough for a crop field. I could do 10. Am I more likely to want a crop field or houses? Probably crop field, then that would be a path, and that would be a pasture. So 10 by 20 I think it was, wasn't it? Or was it 12 by 20? Apparently it was 12 by 20. Okay, there we go, pasture. No, I'm not happy with that, actually. How do I delete? That one. That's the button I need. Because this is 12, not 10, so I think it would make more sense to put houses in there. Because houses are 4x4. So, Uda Road 8 long, then down there. Oh, that's Cancer Roads. Road 8 long, then down there. That should give 8 in the middle. Then we can put the pasture. If I use the right button, we can put the pasture here, 20 by 12. There we go. We're low on stone still. That's understandable and somewhat to be expected. Apparently only 10 builders now. Maybe we should leave the bridge briefly. I'm not going to need it instantly. Accelerate time again. Yeah, obviously because I've got the school now, we get students, and so I've got to wait a couple of years to get any more labourers in. And I didn't really have any as it was going spare, so it could be a while to get this stuff done, especially the lack of stone currently existing. Because they're not going to actually dig any up that I ask them to. Got plenty earmarked for collection, we're just not using it. But I guess that's your prerogative, isn't it? People, townsfolk. If you don't dig up the stone, then you just won't be able to build the buildings and you'll eventually die out, so there's only so much I can do. Fishermen are working. How much fish did this place make last year? 1,000. It's well on its way to doing the same again this year. The other one? Less. Yeah, they just don't seem to do as well on lakes as they do on rivers. Unfortunately, I only really have the one river. They don't do well next to each other either. You want to sort of spread them out. So I need the next one to be sort of up here, a bit far away. When I get enough people that I need another fishing hut, I will be up there probably, so it should be okay. We'll see. Of course, no one is doing anything. Almost there on the stone. If they ever go and mine any. I said it's got a reasonably sized radius. It's got a reasonably sized radius comparative to my current town, but in reality that's barely anything. So it does fit all the current houses in, which is something, I guess. But it's still not ideal. How's this doing? It needs 60 logs, which we don't actually have at the moment. But it's the next thing logs are going to be going towards once the trees are chopped. Which is happening now. Stone, on the other hand, still waiting on. Can we sort of remove stone and then up the priority of that removal? Just to try and get it to happen. You know, maybe by the end of winter. It's currently mid-autumn. Up to 6 students. Another 13 children becoming students soon. And 26 working adults. Oh, the marketplace is on its way now. We got all the stone we needed. It's just 100 build cycles from our 2 builders, and then we should be done. Pasture. I mean, I don't need to get the pasture done by the new year, like I do crop fields, because you can move the sheep any time, and they work year round. Made 800 mutton this year. It's actually proven really worth it. In fact, that pasture makes almost as much as a crop field does. Of course, it's twice the size, but when you consider it, we're currently increasing food year on year, I reckon, by the looks of it. Marketplace is almost done. Time to put in some roads for it. Around every side. Then just bring it down there, because that makes it a nice square, but that does leave this awkward shape around the schoolhouse. The schoolhouse is never a nice size. I swear. I should build it on the other orientation. Well, that said, I think it's sort of 5 by 6. And I had a 4 by 6 area. 8 by 6 area. I should build it on the other orientation and just accepted having a stockpile here. But as it is, the shape is terrible for a stockpile. So it's probably just going to be grass. Market's ready, it just doesn't have anyone to work it. It can have up to 12, it's going to have 1 vendor. The pasture is the next job, but there's now only the 1 builder, so I guess the crops are done, so we can move a farmer over to builders if we wanted. For the winter, put it back on in the spring. It's always an option. Obviously the farmers only work sort of mid-spring when they plant to late autumn when they finish harvesting. They've got all winter, they don't do anything as farmers, where they effectively become labourers, but you can reassign them to other jobs in that time, like a builder, to try and get some more buildings constructed while you've got the spare labouring force. It's always worth it. Marketplace is serving its purpose a bit. It's got a bit of venison and mushroom going on to dispense. The idea is that it will dispense the crops, or not the crops, but the food evenly between the houses rather than one house just stockpiling all of it. I think it does the same with firewood and other consumable commodities like tools and clothes. Hunting cabin. Getting a reasonable amount of leather and venison. I could do with getting more leather, but got to put up with what it gets. The gatherer's hut is the best thing ever. And the herbalist, not brilliant, but the herbs are only really used for basic medicines, so it doesn't need to be much. We have no logs. Okay then, that's problematic. I guess if I just set it to cut this swathe of trees, because I'm going to need that area to expand soon anyway. We've got a lot of people who just grown up to become students, and a lot more children have been born. It's now late winter, how's the pasture doing? I still need 58 logs. Yep, that's why we're cutting down these trees now, because we need logs. And then we need houses again, because I've noticed some of these houses are awfully full of people. Like obviously the ones under 16 now, because they don't get married now until they're 16 when they leave school. The ones under 16 aren't an issue, but when there's more than 2 over 16, then clearly the houses are too full. So, probably worth looking at next year, starting up construction on these last 3 that I placed. All the way back in, what, year 3, maybe? I can't even remember. It was some time in the past. Anyway, that's the end of year 5. Wasn't quite as productive as year 4 was. Basically only got the market built. The market is worth it though, now that it's built. It's just a shame the game doesn't generate this central town square the right size to put it in. But oh well. I guess I should, before I forget, assign someone back to be a farmer for the planting season that will be arriving shortly. So next time we'll be finishing this pasture, which needs more logs, and probably finishing the bridge, which needs logs, because it'd be good to get out to the resources over here soonish. Other than that, just houses basically is now our bottleneck for a bit. I'm not sure we really have the food to feed more people, but we need the labour, so there's that. It's going to be a matter of getting in the people and then reacting to the increased food requirement by assigning them all to food making jobs. Probably not more fields. Possibly I'll get another gatherer's hut, although I don't really know where I'd put it. Maybe over on this new land, once I get the bridge up. Might be a good place. We don't want it in the middle of town, so... Alright, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.